Good morning, guys. This is how our morning is starting out. Emerson found a box of Cheez-Its, huh, bub? Did you find a box of Cheez-Its? Oh, man. Good morning, guys. Like you saw, we're having quite the morning. I walked in on Emerson with the box of Cheez-Its as she was dumping it in the sink. And I said, Emerson. And she looked at me and said, no, I don't like to go to timeout. It's too scary. Huh? And then she just spilled them all over the floor.
Oh no, what happened to Cheez-Its?
Say, oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Andrew and Emmy are gonna go to the mall and check out this really cool indoor park that Andrew discovered. And I'm gonna stay here and get some work done. Say bye-bye, friends.
Bye-bye, friend.
Love you, Emers.
I love you, Mama.
Bye. I'll give you guys a little update a little bit later today on how he's doing with his tummy troubles. I've updated you guys on Instagram, but I don't think I've shared with you what's been going on YouTube, so I'll fill you guys in a little bit later. And look how sweet he is. It is 5 o'clock and I have been hustling hard, getting lots of work done. Emmy came home from the park, had a great time. Seriously had the best time with her dad. And then she took a little bit of a nap, but Oakley woke her up crying. So she's in there with Mimi watching some TV and just kind of still relaxing. And then I'm in here holding Oakley. He slept on his belly for a very, very long time. He took about 2 different naps on his belly, which is pretty good because normally he just wants to be held all the time. But I wanted to give you guys an update. I think it was the last video that I talked about Oakley. I said that he was having just some gassy issues. Well, it turns out that he actually has reflux. So he pretty much from day one has just been really grunty, and all night long he would grunt, and he just seemed like he was kind of gassy and uncomfortable. Well, it just kept getting worse and worse to the point where it was like, this is not normal. This grunting at night is not normal. So also kind of around the time that we realized that something just wasn't quite right, he started getting reflux symptoms. He never really spit up a whole lot. And so it's more of like a silent reflux, but he would get the arching of his back. What else did he do? The grunting. Oh, I could hear the spit up come up in his throat and then him like swallow a lot. And then he would do the kind of wheezing thing. So I just knew in my gut that it was a reflux issue. And I made an appointment for the very next day, and I was just praying. I was like, you know what? I hope this doctor will just listen to me and not try and fight me on it. I don't know why I was scared that she would fight me on it, but I took him in and she's like, oh yeah, that sounds a lot like reflux. And then she said that her kids had been, or had reflux. And so she just was super easy about it and super understanding and like confirmed, yeah, that's probably what's going on. So she has put us on, or put Oakley on Zantac, and he's been on it for 2 weeks now, and he's doing so much better. It's still not perfect. He still has his moments, but at least he's not really grunting as much as he was, and he just seems to be generally a happier little guy. So like I said, it's not perfect. Night times are kind of still a little bit on the rough side. He wakes up to eat and I feed him, and then I have to hold him upright for about 20 minutes before I lay him back down. Otherwise, I can hear the reflux coming up and him swallowing, and he grunts a whole lot and he's just kind of fussy. So that is kind of a little hard just because he still eats quite frequently. So I feed him for like 20 minutes and then I have to hold him upright for 20 minutes. And if he's eating every like 2 to 2.5 hours, then that doesn't leave me a whole lot of time. It leaves me like an hour and 20 minutes to like an hour and a half to sleep, and then we have to do it all over again. So that's the only rough thing, but I am super grateful that the Zantac is working and helping him, because like I said, he's a lot happier than he was. And we are, despite the fact that I have to hold him upright for a little while, we are all getting a lot more sleep at night. But yep, so that's the update on Oakley. Wasn't so much a gassy issue, and actually the gas that he had in the beginning, I'm gonna be honest, I think it was all the booby bites I was eating, unfortunately, because I love those things. So I kind of cut those out and the gas has gone away. So yeah, that's the update on Oakley. Here in a little bit, in like an hour or an hour and a half, Andrew and I are gonna go on a date night. We still don't know where we're going to eat, but we know that we're going out, we're going on a date, and we are going to take Oakley with us and leave Emmy with Mimi. But I'm very excited to go on a date. We're off on our date. We decided that we are going to go to, it's called Poogan's Smokehouse. Neither of us have been there yet, so we're kind of excited to try it. We have Oakley back here with us, and we have a reservation for 7, and it is 7. We're not there yet. Andrew's shaking his head at me. Hey, it takes a lot longer to get out of the house with a newborn, because I had to make him a bottle because he started getting hungry as we were leaving, and I obviously couldn't nurse him in the car, and I did not want to nurse him in the restaurant, so I made him a bottle real quick before we left. Okay, I think we have found a parking spot. We're gonna get out and enjoy our date night with Oakley. Got done with our dinner and it was so yummy. It was barbecue. I don't know if I'd already said that, but so we ordered our food and it came out and it was massive. We were not expecting that at all, and we definitely took half of it home. More than half of it home. More than half. It's so much food. It was really, really good though. And then now we are in the Chick-fil-A parking lot eating peppermint milkshakes because they are so good. I mean, regular milkshakes from regular milkshakes from Chick-fil-A are pretty good, but these peppermint ones are probably my favorite. They're so good. Oakley did really good, and he's only cried a few times, but we are gonna go home now after we finish our milkshakes, finish out our date night. We are gonna go home. Emerson, I think, is already asleep. But yeah, all in all, a good date night. Andrew's over here getting brain freeze.